Hi, this is Quinn, and welcome to Quintech. So, thank you for coming back for my next episode of Quintech Retro. I am doing another SEGA Genesis video, and this is about a game called Rash II, which, my last video I did Outlander, and I said that Outlander is loosely based on Road Rash slash the Mad Max universe, which is a movie series. I don't think there were ever any Mad Max video games back in the day, but there was this game that was probably slightly inspired by Mad Max, and then Outlander was inspired by this game, which in turn was inspired by Mad Max, the movie trilogy from the 80s. Mad Max, The Road Warrior, and then Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, which starred Tina Turner. So, as far as I'm concerned, The Road Warrior is the best of the series, and I think most people would agree with me. The Road Warrior was awesome. It wasn't called Mad Max The Road Warrior until they had all three movies, and then they tried to scrunch it into this little universe, the Mad Max universe. So, Mad Max is a kind of low budget film that Mad Max, he's a police officer in the dystopian future, and these thugs come and kill his wife. So he goes on a rampage to kill all the thugs. So then the Road Warrior, which is technically Mad Max Part 2, but they didn't call it that, they call it the Road Warrior. It starts out, his wife's already dead. He's become, he's no longer a police officer, he's an outlaw. But there's all these other outlaws, and it's this race to get fuel and food because it's a dystopian future where there are no resources. And so, and they all star, shoot, I can't remember his name. Mel Gibson. They all star Mel Gibson before his white supremacist meltdown and his yelling at his daughter about eating a burger. All that stuff happened before he became kind of a story. He was just an actor, and I remember my little sister. She used to think he was the hottest. He was the bee's knees. He was the hottest thing on the planet, especially from Braveheart. I think that was the movie that she discovered him in, was Braveheart. But anyway, then they made a part 3. There were I guess if I was a director and my first film was slightly profitable or slightly well received, I would want to make a sequel, which was The Road Warrior. And The Road Warrior was like phenomenal. So then they made a lot of money on The Road Warrior. So then the third one, they were like, oh, well, we got to top ourselves. Let's do something else. Let's get some celebrities. So they get Tina Turner to play like the queen of the little Thunderdome little area, where the Thunderdome was like, it was like a cage match kind of thing. So I guess it kind of predicted this whole UFC and the octagon and all this cage match stuff. I mean, In the 70s, it was all kung fu. In the 80s, it was all like action thriller, crazy, like craziness. So I could see, I mean, I'm a dude, and I even thought that Mel Gibson was kind of hot back in the day because he was Mad Max and he was cool. So anyway, this game, Road Rash, um, you ride around on a motorcycle, so you're a biker. I said cyclist last time. That more reminds me of someone on a bicycle. But you're a biker and you're driving through the desert, or well, in Road Rash, there's different tracks. It's not all desert. There are desert tracks, but there's different tracks. You're riding this motorbike, and um, it's kind of a career mode sort of racer, where some racers are you just run a couple races, but this was like a career mode. So you had like options you could do in between. You could buy a new bike. Every time you won a race, you earn money that you could use towards buying a better bike on the next race. And you had like several different tracks you could ride. So this was a much more fleshed out racer than, say, pole position or something like that. So it's a fun game, and I hope you enjoy coming along on my journey. And that's what I do every time I do a video. I'm on a journey. So thank you for coming along on my journey. And without further ado, I don't know what else to say. Without further ado, come along on my Road Rash 2 journey. Alright. Take care. Hi, and welcome back to Quintech Retro. So now I'm playing another SEGA Genesis title, another one of my favorite games. I have a lot of favorites. I don't know, I probably have a top 50 or at least a top 25, but this is up there, and I don't know how to rank it, but it's a good game. Road Rash 2 from Electronic Arts. So I've got it paused right now, the emulation. Now the SEGA Genesis always started out with this little under license screen, SEGA Enterprises, right? So let's start the game. And usually you'd see the SEGA logo pop up first, but Electronic Arts, they were a big supporter of the system, so they kind of used that might, and they're like, well, we don't want to pay the expensive licensing fees. We just want to make some games for your system to help sell your consoles. We'll give you some license fees, but we're not going to put your Sega logo in between the Limited and our logo. We want our logo to be seen first. And also with their cartridges, like your normal cartridge is about this tall, their cartridge was a little bit taller, and it always had this little yellow thing, had this little yellow piece of plastic on the side that indicated that it was an Electronic Arts cartridge. So that was kind of a neat little bit of trivia, nostalgia kind of thing, I guess. So this is Road Rash 2. It's a fun game. It's a racing game, as a motorcycle racing game. So you're a biker, and it is a career. It's like a career game. It's not. You don't. I guess there are different modes, but your standard mode is career mode. So there are a lot of Gran Turismo is one of the most well-known career mode racers from back in the day. So settings screen. So you could select your track. There's 6 different tracks, or no, 5 different tracks: Alaska, Hawaii, Tennessee, Arizona, and Vermont. And I think it's just this emulator, or maybe my processor isn't quite fast enough to keep up, but it does do sort of a little pause in the sound whenever I switch. You can hear it, but I'm gonna stay with Alaska. And then you have your bike shop, which is kind of, this is like your career mode stuff. So you start out with the Shuriken 400. It's got good handling, low power, makes this perfect bike for a rookie. So I'm a rookie. I mean, I've played this game in the past. I think the last time I played it was maybe 1995 or 1996. So 25 years ago. So I'm again a rookie. So you start out with the Shuriken 400. So that's what you have. And there are different classes. There are different bikes in the 3 different classes. So you got the Panda 500, that costs you $4,500. The Shuriken TT 250, $10,000. Panda 900, $15,000. And the Bonsai 711, $22,000. So then you got your Nitro class, which I guess has the nitrous oxide. So you got the Bonsai 600, that's only $8,500, but that's got the Nitro, so it solves the acceleration problem. A great intro to Nitro. Then you got the Bonsai 750N, 750 Nitro. Pushes this horsepower to 135. The Shuriken 1000, $20,000 for this bike. Then you got your Bonsai 711, $28,000, and the Diablo class 1000 Nitro, $38,000, 180 horsepower. Then you got your super bike. The super bike Panda 600, $6,000. Hard to control due to weak chassis. Okay, so this is not a good bike to have. I think I've used that bike in the past, and I remember you kind of fishtail all around the road. Then you got the slow to accelerate but strong chassis, good handling, $6,500. The 750, most popular bike in the Rash pack. Hang on and shut up. $11,000. Okay, the most popular, 750. Then you got the Shuriken 1000, $16,000. Dang, wait, the 750, $11,000. So that goes up another $5,000. Powerful and big. Remember that when screaming into a turn. Oh yeah. So that's when you start using the brake. With the base bike, you don't really even have to press the brake. But as you get heavier and more powerful bikes, you have to start using the brake a lot more. And the Diablo 1000, very fast, very expensive, and very, very red. $28,000. So I'm going to exit. I'm just going to keep my base bike. Well, first of all, I can't afford any more bikes, because this one's mine, but I only have $2,750 in cash and trade. So I think I have $1,000 cash. So the bike itself must be worth $1,750 in trade. So I don't even have enough to upgrade. So you gotta start with your base shuriken 400. And I'm just gonna stick with the base bike. And you got options. You can do solo, take turns, mono, split screen. We're doing solo. You can do set music on or off. I like the music. Set names. You can change your name from player A to something else if you want. And then you got passwords. So this is your basic password for player A, and they're hexadecimal passwords, and somehow those 8 characters save all your information. They save what bike you have, what track you're on, what your player name is, how much money you have, how many races you've won. It's somehow with this hexadecimal code, so you have to have a notepad. You have to keep a notepad around, and as soon as you advance, you write down these 8 characters. That is your hexadecimal game save code, and it somehow knows all these specs just from those 8 digits and alphanumeric characters. So it's kind of cool. So let's just start the race. Are you ready? Here we go. Road Rash. Oh, and does this have? No, you can't change your controls, but it's pretty simple. It's 3-button control. Your A button is brake, your B button is accelerate, and your C button is attack. Which, if you're just driving and you press attack, it either punches if you don't have a weapon, or if you have a weapon, it uses that weapon. And I think there's only 2 weapons in this game, which is the first weapon you probably will find will be the nightstick. And when you have the nightstick, how to get the weapon is you have to like kind of ease up on a competitor, and he will like try to strike you, and then you'll come up beside him, and if you time it just right, you put your hand out with the attack button, you can snatch that out of his hand and get it. So I think the first weapon you can get is the nightstick, and then the second weapon you get is a chain. So if you get cracked in the head with a nightstick, that's a lot more powerful than being punched. And even more powerful, getting hit with a chain. So, and then also if you're holding down, you're still driving, but if you hold down and press the attack button, that does a kick. And the other caveat to that is when you hold the attack button, you're like primed to do the attack, and then when you let it go, that's when you bam. So you hold the button, you're like, you hold your fist out, and then you let go of the button, you're like punch. So same thing if you have the weapon in your hand, and same thing if you're kicking. You can like drive around and hold down and then press the attack button, and you'll have your leg like this primed to kick, and then as soon as you come up on the enemy, you let go of the button. So how you play this game is you got to use your thumb and hold it over both the accelerate and the kick key, or do the 3-button method, which I showed in a previous video with the actual controller. I am using this, so it's not a standard 6-button type configuration. This is A, B, and C like this. So I can hold my thumb like this, hold that to accelerate, and I can angle my thumb like this for the attack. So I can still be holding accelerate and hold the attack button to have my leg sitting like this, and then I can let go, and then the leg kicks out. So here we go. See, I can... Oh, I think that only works with the kick. But with the punch, it's just... But with the leg, yeah, you can hold your leg up. Oh, that guy has a nightstick. Maybe I can grab it from him. Oh, damn! I need to pay more attention. I'm talking too much. And when you're running back to your bike, you kind of want to get out of the road because you can get hit by other... Now I'm back at the back of the pack. But the race just started. I have time to catch up. So this is like ooh, watch out for the moose. This is here in Alaska. So this is a street race. It's not licensed. You got oncoming traffic you have to pass. That was sand in the middle of the road, which could make you like fishtail and wreck. You see, that guy had a nightstick. If I had timed it just right, I could have snatched that from him and then used that against the other people ahead of me. But I'm just trying to move up the ranks here. And you gotta avoid these cars if you hit the cars. And coming up, I think here in a minute, is a crossroads. Whenever there's a crossroads, there is the chance, and I'll bring it up one, and there's a little log, or a little cabin, another little cabin, you see the pine tree, another moose, and you don't want to hit those signs. So, like I say, with this first bike, you don't really have to use the brake too much. You can just let off the accelerator if you want to slow down slightly to make these tight turns. Oh, damn! That's annoying. Luckily the bike is right there. But the bike does sustain damage. Your bike can eventually, like, break down if it gets too damaged. A little tractor. Speed limit 55. I can't drive 55. Yeah, Sammy Hagar. That's not how the song actually goes, but... You know what I'm talking about. See that crossroad right there? Sometimes cross traffic comes around and they can cream you. You can get T-boned by like a passing car, a crossing car. Wow, 4th place, not so great. So I didn't even qualify. You have to get 3rd place to qualify. Wofo. Wofo, you white like that? You white like that, brah? You wipe like that? You wipe like that, brah? Wofo, you wipe like that, brah? Okay, I guess that's how you say it. I don't know. So, okay. I didn't even make 3rd. I didn't even... But I still made $400. See, I started out with $1,000. But I still made $400 for finishing the race. Okay, so I made a little bit of money. And that goes along with the career mode of this game. So, I want to do that track again. No, that'll be too boring. I did a practice run. I thought I was recording, and then I finished everything and turned out, hell, wasted 25 minutes playing a game that I didn't even record. Yeehaw. So let me show you this other track so you can see some different scenery. And that first place winner, he may have upgraded his bike because he made a lot more money. He might have had enough money to upgrade his bike to a faster bike. So now I have to deal with that. Yeah, and I just grabbed his nightstick. See, I have a nightstick now. That's awesome. When you do that, oh, damn! MFer. How dare you? But the car is just like stopped in the middle of the road now. I guess once he wrecks, he's like, I gotta stay and talk to the cops, do the accident report. So this music's kind of interesting. Oh! Ooh, arg! Darn it! Ow! And then I hit, not good. I slid way past my bike. How far am I? Okay, the bike slid a lot too. Okay, thank goodness. But I'm in last place. I think 16th place is last place. But and that little brown thing on the ground, I think that's like sand. If you hit that as you're turning, you could like slide out and wipe out. And they can snatch that back from you if they time it just right. So, just grabbing one of these isn't necessarily going to mean you're going to hold on to it. Oh, damn it! Okay, I don't think I'm going to win this race either. Or even come in 4th place. I might finish it. I don't have any kind of acceleration because it's the base bike. So I never claimed to be a great gamer. Dang. But I'm proving it on screen that I'm not. Did you see that car pass by? He could have creamed my ass. And if you go in the grass, that does slow you down. Oh, fuck this guy. I'm gonna get arrested now. I'm busted. Okay, well. So you got to see that feature. Here comes the police car. They put me in the trunk. Nice. And I have to pay $200 for a ticket. So actually, it's a good thing I got busted so you could see that feature of this game. So, dang it! I meant to start a different race so you could see a different. I guess I could start the game over. Let's play a different track. So you can see something a little different. I know I earned some money and whatever. Tennessee, smoking mountain. Beware of this misty-aired mountain range. The roads are windy and slick. Ooh, this will be a challenge. So I got $1,000 base bike. Started out my career, and this is the Tennessee song. Cross traffic. Yeah, and each stage as it advances, the obstacles get harder. As you notice, the Alaska track has no police. The Hawaii track brings in police. This track, you have a lot more obstacles in the road. The competitors might be a little bit more aggressive. Oh, damn it! Hey, at least the bike's right beside me, so I can just jump right back on. My acceleration is for crap. See, there's like little branches, like logs in the road to like try to trip you up. The first one didn't have any road stuff. The second one had sand. This one has logs. So it gets progressively more challenging. The road kind of snakes around a lot more. Oh, dang. Stay on the road. Dang it. Oh! Oh! That was close. 4th place. Come on. Let me at least be able to get 3rd place. Ooh, he's got a chain. That guy's brutal. I just hosed it. It's annoying. Be lucky not to be in 15th place. At this rate. Yeah, it is good to start out with the... Oh, dang, I got his chain. Oh, dang it, not again! Arrgh. So you don't even have to hold the button, he just runs back to his bike. You just have to go left and right to avoid traffic. Oh, fuck you. Oh, I made 11th place, yeehaw. My bike just fell apart. The best riders know when to say when. Use your brakes more. Yeah, I kept wrecking into stuff. Okay, so that's Road Rash 2. Actually, my first playthrough that I forgot to record. Actually didn't get to see me getting busted. You didn't get to see like the different animations when you place really low, because the lowest place, I placed the first 2 races in 3rd place, or I qualified, and the 3rd race I got 4th place. So depending on how you end up, you get different little end screens and what they say to you. So this game has a lot of replay value, depending on how you start and what bikes you upgrade to, and what races you decide to race in what order, and how you finish. Does really change up a lot of aspects of this game. So it's really, it's fun. It's a fun game, and you get to ride a bike in a race and punch a bunch of people in the helmet and kick them off their bike or use a billy club or a chain to like mess them up. So, I mean, it's all in video game land. So, don't do don't do do not do this in real life. All right? So, I hope you enjoyed this video and thanks for coming to back to Quintrec Quintech Retro, and I appreciate you watching my channel because you have a bazillion million things to watch on YouTube and you chose to watch me. So I appreciate that and thank you for coming along on my journey and you have a good night. All right.